Here we go. Here we go. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. We're back. We're back.
Welcome back. Jordy Culotta Show. YouTube, Facebook, and, of course, on JordyCulottaShow.com. Looking forward to our show today as we are set up here at the undisclosed location. Katie going to be in and out as she was dropping off carpool this morning. No show for Jack as he worked a late-night shift over at the house last night. So he'll be out this morning. But Lili will be here. Lili Courtney will be here with her food, with her booze, as she'll get us set up for Mother's Day weekend, as we were telling everybody before we were muted by technology.
Technology, brother.
Make sure that you are out there this weekend. Make sure that you get your gifts for your mothers, sons, daughters, grandsons, granddaughters. Make sure you take care of the loved ones. Coming up on Sunday, it is Mother's Day, as Lili Courtney will be coming in with a couple of delicious menu items, possibly for Mother's Day, that you could be cooking up on Sunday. We're looking forward to that coming up this morning. Possibly a big day for LSU basketball. It was announced yesterday that the 5-star Efton Reed is set to make his announcement today at noon. Reed, much anticipated 5-star out of Florida. Looks like it's going to be between Pittsburgh, LSU, and North Carolina. We will see. Yeah.
It gets mighty cold in Pittsburgh in the winter.
It definitely does.
It doesn't do that down here, and you play inside, so summer's not a tough thing to do.
Jeff Capel, who is the head coach up at Pittsburgh, Capel's been doing a good job, but Will Wade and LSU continue to put pressure on this situation, as LSU seemed like the team to beat a couple of weeks back when this decision was delayed. We'll see if LSU has stayed in the catbird seat, as the announcement will come at around lunchtime this afternoon on where Efton Reed will end up. We'll talk a little bit about that coming up here on the Jordy Culotta Show. As daily, we are brought to you by Go Chevrolet. Remember, online at GEAUXChevrolet.com. Majestic Coffee produces all of our grounds. That is produced right here in Ground Right in South Louisiana. Make sure that you check out Majestic Coffee on social media. And then, of course, all of our phone line guests are brought to you by Metropolitan Health Group. Our guys, Jason Ramazan, and, of course, Charlie Harvey, president of that organization over there right downtown, right near downtown in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Metropolitan Health Group. Real doctors, real solutions. Let them help you out today, as Metropolitan Health Group brings all of our guest lines, all of our guests via the phone lines, our compliments of Charlie Harvey, Jason Ramazan, and the crew over there at Metropolitan Health Group. LSU baseball wins last night, as LSU was able to hang on and pull it out. It looked like it was getting a little hairy for Maneri and the crew.
Tigers like to do that.
They do. But able to win 8-3. Landon Marceau, again, dominant for the sophomore. 6 1/3, struck out 11, allowing 3 runs on 7 hits. LSU scored 8 runs on 11 hits. Trey Morgan led the way. He was 4 of 5 at the plate, including a triple. Triple, one of the greatest highlights in sports.
Oh, keep on going, dude. Round second, and you start bearing down to third. It's exciting.
He was dead, too, as that relay throw came in. I mean, when it touched the shortstop, he was about halfway between second and third. The shortstop came whipping around and made the throw into third. It was a little low. The third bagger couldn't scoop it up, and the ball...
Well, it popped him in the back.
Yeah, kind of shoveled out as he slid head first into the bag.
Take it.
All day, man. I think that a triple is as fine of a sports highlight as you can find. I think that it fires everybody up. Usually whoever hits it gets up, beating their chest.
It's exactly what he did.
Dugout. I mean, it was just one of those moments that's where I was like, all right, they're going to win.
Yeah, you need one of those moments that's like a catalyst for, to kind of put you over the tipping point, and a triple is very much in that, especially at a home game. I know they were at Auburn, but if you can do it at home with the with the packed crowd, get the whole crowd fired up, beat the chest, you have somebody there automatically ready to congratulate you, which is excellent because the third base coach is there, so
they're usually fired up.
They're fired up. They're waving the arm around. They're giving you one of these. Yes.
Get down.
And if you have the wherewithal to do it, that's when you hit the Pete Rose head first. Just go vertical, dude.
You got to make that decision before that moment, though.
Oh, you're rounded second thinking
that. Because if you're in that moment thinking, I'm going to do a head first slide, they usually come up a little awkward. Like, you got to know how to execute a head first slide. I mean, if you've never done it, you could go you could go Drew Bianco in there and just
Get
kind of
stuck.
roll through the bag.
Yeah, it's the worst feeling in the world,
That's
because the
gotta
head first
be.
slide is, if executed properly, is one of the coolest things you can do in
Beautiful.
sports. And if done like Bianco did it, where you're just kind of floundering, you kind of get a little stuck, not as cool. Not as cool.
Man. I mean, you're kind of like a fish.
Yeah, you're just hoping to
fish in a
glide.
boat, you know what I mean? You're just kind of like sitting there flopping around if you don't make it to the bag. But good for Trey Morgan, good for LSU. Game 2 coming up tonight. That's exactly what LSU needed, was something like an 8-3 win to get themselves ready for Game 2 coming up this weekend, and to get their minds right after what has been just.
They're going to do it, dude. This is the time. We've been saying that for a couple of weeks, but they're literally on the. It's like if you're studying for finals, dude. This is. If you haven't studied all year, it's time to cram.
Absolutely. And backed up against the wall for LSU, as it looks like they will be able to make the trip to Hoover with what they're accomplishing right now. But they got to hang on. They got to hang on here, as wins like last night are a must, as LSU defeats Auburn in Game 1, 8-3, with Game 2 coming up today. I'll get you the start time specifically on Game 2 for LSU Auburn over at Plainsman Park. Coming up this afternoon. I'll get that to you. The other news yesterday over at LSU was the president, which was a little surprising on the outcome. 7 o'clock tonight, SEC Network for you, Game 2, nice. LSU Auburn. Was a little surprising on the outcome. I know a lot of people with the way that they were reacting to the announcement yesterday, very much surprised by the decision of the LSU Board of Directors. To me, this felt like Louisiana politics at its finest. I thought that this thing was set up to put an LSU representative, a Louisiana representative into the seat, which I always thought was one of the primary qualifications for this job. I mean, the rumors were hot over a year ago on Jay Darden. Right? I think Jay Darden was the guy that everybody was really pinpointing as the guy that was going to get this gig, especially when Scott Woodward was hired. If you recall, over a year and a half ago, when Woodward was offered and accepted the LSU athletics director job, there was many people that were in or around that situation that were speculating. And for the most part, a lot of people were speaking with some assurance and some confirmation that Jay Darden was going to be the president. This was at the time when really Richard Lipsey was making a lot of moves behind the scenes, getting and forcing out Joe Oliva, and with the same thing with F. King Alexander. And, we've talked to Lipsey. Many of you follow Richard Lipsey. He has a website, LouisianaFirst.com, which really says to you, the listener and the viewer and the people that go to that site, his feelings on his state. And a lot of the times he's looking for Louisiana people. I'm not sure on how influential he was on this president search, but I got to imagine he had some type of presence, just being he gets a phone call, the personality, and how much weight he really yields up there within the state and within LSU. There were 3 finalists here, but everybody was looking at Jim Henderson, who is the president of the UL system, right, down in Lafayette. The other finalist was a guy, Kelvin Drogmeyer, who was
voted for the first one.
Yes, who was a politician, comes from a political background, and was the third finalist, and the other one being Dr. William Tate, who was over at South Carolina. Tate ends up getting the nod, 15-0, and becomes the first African-American to hold the position of president at LSU and in the SEC. The announcement was made Thursday, May 6th, after 3 finalists for the position were interviewed. Dr. Tate, as we said, is the provost and the executive vice president of academic affairs at the University of South Carolina. Tate will replace LSU president Tom Galligan, who has served as LSU president since January of 2020, when F. King Alexander was forced out of the job. The board approving dropping the interim title from Galligan's title, and will make him the full-time president until Tate takes over the role on July 2nd. Will be the final day for the president, for President Tom Galligan. To me, this goes back to the Board of Supervisors. I think this is a knock on the Board of Supervisors, and it really is a great example of bad leadership. And LSU has been plagued by bad leadership over the years, and I think this is another example of the Board of Supervisors not being on the same page, the Board of Supervisors being very unorganized in the way that this was handled. And the head of that, Roger Dampf, is to blame, in my opinion, because when you are the leader of that board, when you are the chairman of the Board of Supervisors, well, then it's on you to unify your committee and find your whoever
guy.
your candidate is, and take them to the right people and make sure it happens, right? I mean, this falls on the governor, and this falls on Dampf, in my opinion. And it is an example of poor leadership in both examples. This president selection is going to follow John Bel Edwards for his career. And I don't know anything about Dr. William Tate. Nothing. But I heard the buildup in the last couple of weeks in what people thought for certain was going to be Jim Henderson's job. And to see the disorganization and the ununification of the board at the finish line shows again how unorganized LSU is. Because the way that these situations usually work is that a guy like in Dampf's position, the supervisor, he gets with his committee, they come up with their guy, and they go hire him. And they take him to John Bel Edwards and say, this is the guy that needs to be running LSU. And then you go out there and you do all the public stuff. You open it up for a search. You create the finalist. You make sure your guy is one of the 3 finalists. Then you go through the interview process. And the entire time you've had your guy all along. What happened here is what, typical LSU. One side of the aisle says they got the guy. The other side of the aisle says that we're just going to open it up to a search here and let everybody kind of come in. We'll filter from there and see what happens. And to me, I thought that yesterday was a great example of just how ununified and unorganized the LSU Board of Supervisors really is. And I say that not because they didn't, not because they did not hire the guy that I thought was going to get the job. It just, the buildup and the discussion around the board shows that they were just very much isolated and independent going into that vote. I mean, I would put my life on the line. That was not a unanimous vote, right? I mean, there was obviously some contradictions and some back and forth, but behind closed doors on who the guy was going to be.
Right. They don't say anything until it is a unanimous vote, right? You just don't leak it out until it is a 15-0 vote. Like, we're just going to say that's what it is, right? Like, it has to be 15-0.
Sure,
yeah.
Absolutely, because you don't want to show anybody
any dissension amongst the room.
Absolutely. And it just, I don't know. I think that there's going to be some fallout from this decision. There's going to be some pushback on this decision. And from my point of view, I think just because it's not the Louisiana candidate. And I don't think that I don't believe just because you're from Louisiana that you're automatically qualified to get the gig. You know what I mean? But you have to have an understanding of the politics and the people down here. And if you don't, you become F. King Alexander and Joe Oliva.
Well, we'll just cast you out.
Sure. I mean, you have no relatability. You have no idea on how to communicate with your fan base or with your future students. Now, again, I have never met William Tate. I have never heard the doctor speak. I have never had any interaction or seen anything from Tate's office and they decide to go with an outsider in Joe Oliva that has gone through a ton of scandal coming off of the Duke lacrosse case, and they give him the job. I mean, the tale goes that when Oliva got the job at LSU, his first reaction was, I did? They're hiring me? So, I just think that feels a lot like the Oliva situation. Let us take a break. We got some technical stuff happening behind the scenes here. Let us take a break. We got some technical stuff happening behind the scenes here. Let's reset. We'll come right back here on the Jordy Culotta Show. Are you self-employed? Then you need to learn about Angel Oak's Home Loans Bank Statement program that they're offering, which makes you eligible as a self-employed borrower to purchase or refinance a home without requiring a tax return. If you want to learn more, get in touch with me. Email me, jordy@jordyculotta.com, to learn about the bank statement loan program offered by Angel Oak. jordy@jordyculotta.com to learn more. Are you self-employed? Then you need to learn about touch with me. Email me, jordy@jordyculotta.com, to learn about the bank statement loan program offered by Angel Oak. jordy@jordyculotta.com to learn more. Gearing up for spring and summer down here in South Louisiana, and you want to keep your lawn maintained during these sunny seasons, get in touch with our friend Blake Abear over at Abear's Lawn Maintenance, where he says, you grow it, I mow it. 225-485-8022. 225-485-8022 is where you can find Abear's Lawn and Maintenance, the official lawn and maintenance company of the undisclosed location.
Well, folks, it's time to kick it old school. So you can feel cool. Give it to me, baby. Baby. Yeah.
Moving on this Friday edition of the Jordy Culotta Show, brought to you by Go Chevrolet. Remember, online at GEAUXChevrolet.com, talking about the decision that was made yesterday. It seems like it's going to be a controversial decision. And let me be clear. Let me be fully transparent. Please understand this. This is not a race issue at all for the Jordy Culotta Show. This is a geographical issue for the Jordy Culotta Show. When you thought Henderson and heard Henderson, when I heard Henderson's name in the mix, I thought that the vote was done. Because why would Jim Henderson put his name into the LSU presidential search if he didn't believe he was going to get it? Because now Henderson has to wake up this morning and go back to Lafayette.
Well, isn't he the president of all of the Louisiana universities?
Well, just out in Lafayette.
No, I think it's all of the universities of Louisiana. That's his title, because he worked at Northwestern State when I was there in graduate school, not normal school. I went to LSU, proud Tiger, not so proud Demon. It was what a run I had there. But he was the president there, and he actually was I would say what you would call he was famous at Northwestern. And when he left, he was leaving for that job to go take the
You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. System president and chief executive officer of the Louisiana system.
So that's almost, you would say LSU would almost be like a step down, I would guess, in terms of like role, and if you're just in control of one school as opposed to all of the universities in Louisiana. If that's what you want to do, I think he has the highest sitting job you can be a president of.
Yeah. It's just I think it's a bad look for Henderson. You know what I mean? Like from the
he applied. I'd imagine he put his name in the hat.
And I'd imagine that he applied thinking that he had the votes. Like, why would I put my name into this situation? Because, like you said, I mean, it could be viewed as almost a step down. And now you want to take a job that's almost beneath the role that you have now, and you don't get it.
It seems like he could just appoint it himself, you know?
You would think.
You would think that he definitely would. I would imagine he had the pool to be able to, like you said, would get the votes and would kind of walk in the room and be like, are y'all serious right now? Y'all don't, you'd see, like, already have the skins on the wall, and I have a resume that's probably better in terms of anybody that can apply and doing a job like this in Louisiana.
I am all for open and giving Dr. William Tate
Got to give him a shot,
an opportunity, absolutely, because, like I said, I don't know anything about Tate, especially in the sense to criticize or compliment any of his leadership qualities. But as an outsider stepping into the LSU system, it has very much been difficult to make an impact from an executive level. Yes, we have seen coaches come in from outside of Louisiana and make an impact. But when you talk about administrators and executives that have to go up and talk to legislators and lobby and really relate to the student base and to the future consumers and the consumers of the university, Louisiana people usually are the first and right choice for those positions. Now, if Dr. William Tate comes in here and kind of bucks that theory, I hope he does. But the last experience that LSU has had in these situations was Joe Oliva and F. King Alexander. And those ended probably as bad as they could have gone. I mean, Oliva was forced out, and so was F. King Alexander. And come to find out, their reign was just spewed and clouded in terrible leadership and bad decision-making. So, look, man, I'm all for giving everybody a fair shot, and hopefully he can get this thing up and moving. But you heard the backlash from the decision yesterday, and there was a lot of talk. We were out at dinner last night, and there was all types of legislators where we were eating. There was all types of representation in there, and that's what everybody was talking about. I mean, the topic of conversation from yesterday afternoon through last night in spots all over Louisiana was the presidential decision. That will begin on July 2nd for Dr. William Tate.
But excuse me for asking, but because I don't know. But isn't it what you said that the best part about, or the best role you could do as a president is if you don't really hear his name? Is it kind of like being an offensive lineman, especially in Louisiana?
100%.
Like you kind of just make sure that athletics is rolling. Don't do anything to threaten it in terms of what did F. King do? He tried to say he was going to cut the football team because our education budget was so low.
That was John Bell Edwards. F. King Alexander got away from a lot of the traditions of LSU. I mean, he pissed people off in a lot of sense because he just didn't understand
the culture,
some of the culture and the traditions of this state. And I think while it doesn't have to be a top qualification for the job, it does have to be, in my opinion, there has to be some sense of a skill set that can relate to that, whether you have people on your team and you understand it, or you have just some type of geographical connection to the state. I just think that there was too many examples that you could point to that has gobbled them up, that has been, kind of the death of them, is that, just kind of Louisiana business being handled in Louisiana ways by Louisiana people, not being understood or really executed by outsiders because of this new line of thinking that they think they can bring in. And while some of that is seen as progressive and needed, A lot of that is met with dead ends and roadblocks in conversation. I was speaking with a legislator last night and talking about, really and truly just the problem that Louisiana has in its leadership. And he was talking about his seats, his politicos and himself being in that mix, is that, Louisiana needs a total overhaul, a total constitution overhaul with the way that it is run, with the power that is distributed to the legislators and the responsibility that they have. I mean, in all 64 parishes in Louisiana, the municipalities, the sheriff, the public workers have to go to the state capitol in Baton Rouge to get a raise. That's what those legislators, they have to make those types of decisions. They can't even talk about real stuff, real state issues with some of the things that they are tasked to do that individual parishes and the state can't even take care of for theirself. And when you look around these local communities, the state gives the sheriff, all the public workers, they give them down this money. So the politicians feel very tied to, your local, your local public workers. And those are the ones that are really making the decisions in putting people in Baton Rouge at the state capitol, both in the House and the Senate, and then handcuffing them in the ways that, you can't make real choices because of just the way that the power structure and the decision-making process is set up in the state of Louisiana. I mean, in talking to some of those legislators last night and just listening to some of the burdens and some of the hurdles that they have to jump just to get simple things done. I mean, changing a tax rate should be very simple, but to get that done, you've got to go through a laundry list of items and people and committees and decision makers to get that to a table. When you look next door at Mississippi and you glance over at Texas, and with the way that they're running as a state, and Louisiana's losing people, 80,000 people have left Shreveport-Bossier over the last 5 years. I mean, it's the numbers are dwindling. Louisiana's workforce is going and helping out in other parts of the state. It's a very frustrating process that I have to admit I don't know a ton about, but after last night and some discussions of sitting around a table with a bunch of educated guys and a bunch of educated people in that part of the process, it's very interesting.
That's when you just got to be an active listener. I'm not bringing anything to the table here. No. I am here though. I'm
I
listening.
I didn't blink.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was just trying to keep up with all of the and look, nobody's going to feel sorry for a Louisiana politician. You know what I mean? Like nobody is nobody is going to feel any type of you're not going to give any type of, you're not going to feel sorry for a Louisiana politician. I mean, we know all the stories, but when you hear their side of, they're not asking for any help, they're not asking for any they're not needing any type of love and support. They're just telling you their issues. I mean, they're just talking about what it takes to get things done at the legislative branch in Louisiana, and it is maddening. It is frustrating, and from someone that is in their professional prime, from an age standpoint, you want to see some of these decisions and some of these votes that can benefit the state start to happen, man. But it's, I don't know. There is very much a polarizing line when you talk about this presidential hire, and there are people that support it, and there are people that are obviously against it. But I am for giving Dr. William Tate an opportunity to see what he can bring in and change to LSU, or bring in and keep the same at LSU, or come in and base his decisions on how he can help the university. But
I mean, doesn't it very much feel like he's already behind the 8 ball?
For sure.
And he hasn't even done anything yet. I mean, that's part of, I guess you could say, the problem in Louisiana. If you're not a Louisiana guy, we already have like our guard up against you. So it makes you wonder why they would even want to come in and take a job like this when they know, if you know anything about Louisiana, you know if you're not one of us, then you kind of have to prove it. You know, it's almost like you're in a pledge in a fraternity. You got to make your hay, and you got to like be welcomed in to our culture a little bit. So it's a tough job to take. I'm sure he knew this coming in, and he must be very ambitious and want to kind of change some things. So good on him for taking it. But like I said, you almost feel nervous for him.
Yeah. So we'll see, man. LSU has not had a it has not had a real good feedback on the general public, and we'll see how it continues to flow out of here. Coming up today on the Jordy Culotta Show, we'll talk to Ben Mintz from Barstool Sports. We will also talk to Nathan Velasquez in the 8 o'clock hour as he is out in Hollywood. We'll get you set for Mother's Day here, as Cooking with Lili will be in studio and giving us a couple of Mother's Day recipes and things for the menu to pay attention to. So we will have a lot to get to here on this Friday edition. Last night, LSU baseball defeated Auburn, as we said, as the Tigers improved to 28-17 overall, and then 8-14 in the SEC. Teams meet in Game 2 tonight at 7 o'clock. Landon Marceau worked for 6 1/3 last night and limited Auburn to 3 runs on 7 hits and 2 walks, 11 strikeouts. Garrett Edwards came in for his 4th save of the season after a 2 1/3 performance for him last night. Trey Morgan was a story offensively. Morgan, the freshman, 4 of 5 at the plate, 1 triple, 2 ribbies, and 1 run scored, as LSU's offense last night was on fire. 11 hits from the Tigers. Cade Doty had a big night as well, as he had 2 hits. He was 2 for 5 and drove in 1. So LSU will take on Auburn tonight, Game 2 from Plainsman Park, as we'll get you set up for hour 2. We'll come back, reset, and look ahead here to the 8 o'clock hour and close out hour 1.
Chevrolet is proud to announce Go Express Auto Sales, the new used car lot located in the capital city of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, at 11522 Florida Boulevard. Go Express Auto Sales is online at goexpressautosales.com, or you can search them on Facebook and social media at Go Express Auto Sales, the newest addition to the family of Go Chevrolet. Remember, Go Chevrolet is located down in LaPlace, Louisiana, but now welcoming aboard Go Express, the new used car lot located in Baton Rouge, Louisiana at 11522 Florida Boulevard. Gearing up for spring and summer down here in South Louisiana, and you want to keep your lawn maintained during these sunny seasons, get in touch with our friend Blake Abear over at Abear's Lawn Maintenance, where he says, you grow it, I mow it. 225-485-8022, 225-485-8022 is where you can find Abear's Lawn and Maintenance, the official lawn and maintenance company of the undisclosed location. Are you self-employed? Then you need to learn about Angel Oak's Home Loans Bank Statement program that they're offering, which makes you eligible as a self-employed borrower to purchase or refinance a home without requiring a tax return. If you want to learn more, get in touch with me. Email me, Jordy at jordyculotta.com, to learn about the bank statement loan program offered by Angel Oak. Jordy at jordyculotta.com to learn more.
All right, welcome back here to the Jordy Culotta Show, live here on this Friday, brought to you by Go Chevrolet. Remember, as if you're looking for new car selection out there in Laplace, stop in and check out Go Chevrolet, GEAUX Chevrolet.com, or stop in and see the brand new used car lot on Florida Boulevard. Go Chevrolet's newest member of the family is Go Express Auto Sales. Check them out, GEAUX Chevrolet.com. A lot of people reacting inside of the bunker on our last discussion. And I'm not getting into it, man, because it is not. I don't know anything about politics, and I'm not getting any type of race discussion because it doesn't center around that at all. I'm just talking about how outsiders from Louisiana have had a tough time coming in here and getting things implemented. Now, I think that there needs to be an open-mindedness to people coming in that are not from Louisiana that can improve the university, and hopefully Dr. William Tate can do that. But anything that he is going to be challenged with, I think it doesn't matter what the race is or what the sex is of the next person. It's just a geographical limitation, or however you look at it. I mean, however you want to look at it. But I hope that Dr. William Tate can come in here and get his agenda done. Whatever he wants to bring in here and however he sees improving the university, then he will begin that on July 2nd. And that was laminated yesterday off of that 15-0 vote. So we'll see. I mean, we'll just see how it goes. And the deal is done now. I mean, it's been voted upon, and Dr. Tate will start on July 2nd. And we wish him nothing but luck. I hope we can get him on this show and talk about what some of his top agenda items will be when he gets down to Baton Rouge and how he plans on implementing them. Nick Saban was responding to Jimbo Fisher. We'll tell you that, a phenomenal quote from Saban after Jimbo Fisher said that Texas A&M is going to be kicking Alabama and Saban's ass for years to come. Saban responded to Jimbo Fisher's quote and saying, "In what, golf?" Which I thought was a great comeback. Football,
no shot, dude. What are you talking about? That's not it. Yeah, we're not playing that game. Golf, maybe.
We've been playing y'all for 8 years.
Yeah.
Dragging y'all's head down the field for 8 years, man.
Jimbo, you coached with me. I know what you're capable of.
He should know better, man.
Yes.
But that's what happens when you're in a room full of boosters and you want to make a splash there, but somebody in there has access to social media and gets that comment out and moving.
Did you see what Lane said to it?
What?
Lane goes, "Oh, good job, way to poke the bear. I go, that'll be plastered all over the Alabama weight room tomorrow."
No doubt it will.
Of course, dude. Like, don't even give him anything. He doesn't need any ammo. And the way that Nick Saban even answered the question, which was very sly and cool, it's like he knows he's fucking loaded again.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't have anything to worry about. If he loses one game, he's still in. Like, he's built such a machine that rolls itself that that's the most personality you kind of see from him in a little bit, like just the kind of sly, like talking out the side of his mouth kind of remark, and then let's play some golf.
Yeah, I mean it was kind of vintage Saban. I mean it was good stuff from him in the way that he responded.
He's so unthreatened.
What's going to threaten him in college football?
Unbelievable though to be able to have that much confidence every season. Like if anybody, Texas A&M is a top 10 team, not worried about it.
Yeah, I mean, it is nothing. No one is going to threaten Nick Saban in college football. And that remark yesterday to Jimbo is
good for him.
Yeah, man.
Take your shot.
Go get him. Shot. But now you got to back it up. Now they've circled the date. Now they're going to be looking forward to that game.
Exactly.
So good luck. Today could be a monumental day for LSU basketball. Today could be a huge day for LSU basketball. They could also swing and miss, but there is a big-time announcement coming up at 12 noon today. Efton Reed is a 5-star who is out of Florida and has been he has already gone through this process and was going to have a commitment date earlier in April. Back on April 21st, he was set to announce, but his mom who is an absolute must follow on Twitter. If you are not following Efton Reed's mom, then you gotta follow at Rebby REBBIE 8041. She tweeted out yesterday.
This is an older tweet.
Yes, that's the one that she delayed the commitment. That was back on April 15th. And then yesterday, May 6th at 6:30, she tweeted out, Efton J. Reed III is announcing his college commitment tomorrow at 12 noon Eastern, so 11 a.m. Central Time. The time has finally come. Mama Bear has spoken. So we will see what Efton Reed decides to do. It was out of Pittsburgh, Florida State, North Carolina, and LSU. It seemed like LSU's pitch back in mid-April is what delayed this process. In speaking to people around the LSU basketball program, and speaking to Will Wade,
thinly veiled.
He told me that he has talked to Efton Reed every single day for 2 years. Every day he has talked on the phone or had some type of communication with Efton Reed. And over the last 3 months, he's spoken to him multiple times a day.
Have you talked to anybody that much over the last 2 years? Can you
No.
say that you've talked to one person every single day for 2 years?
No.
Me either.
No.
Just missed him. Might have missed somebody,
Absolutely.
I could have a roommate and not talk to him for a day.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Whoop.
I mean, yeah, exactly. So there is also a scenario that a future player could become eligible, and that could be worked into the class as well. So today could be an enormous day for LSU men's basketball, and it's centered around Efton Reed and his announcement coming up at 11 a.m. Central, and a guy that has been on the top of LSU's wish list when you talk about defensive players that can protect the rim, when you talk about a guy that's big enough and athletic enough to run the floor. He is somebody that LSU is after, obviously, and hot on the trail because of what he can bring in immediately. We talked about this same and similar type of prospect a season ago in Musa Cisse, where Wade was actively seeking to try and fill that Cavell Bigby Williams role, where he was trying to find a big that could protect the rim and clean up around the glass offensively. Reed is one of those guys that has that skill set. Now, he's a senior in high school. He's a 5-star and very talented, big, long, rangy, 5-star 2021 prospect. So it seems like Jeff Capel and the former Duke assistant has done a really good job up at Pittsburgh in creating the relationship with Reed and with Reed's mom. So it seems like Pittsburgh is kind of the team to beat. He's a teammate of an LSU commit in Brandon Murray and signee, so over at IMG Academy. So it'll be interesting to what the decision is at LSU, what the decision is at 11 a.m. I know that LSU feels good about where they sit, but these things are very fluid, especially when you're talking about 5-star guys. With so much interest and so much people around them, it could change. It could change in a blink. So one day LSU feels great, the next minute they feel terrible. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out at 11 a.m. this morning. If they can get Reed on the roster, in my opinion, LSU basketball this afternoon, if they're able to pick up the commitment for Reed, they're better than they were last year at this point. And there's still work to do. There's still more roster moves potentially to make. And they put Reed in the boat this afternoon. They put Reed, if they put Reed into this class this morning, LSU's a top 10 team going into next season. I mean, it's that simple. I mean, if Reed is on the roster, and look, they're sniffing around top 15 right now with the roster that they have already put together. And like I said, with more work to do. I mean, Tari Eason, You speak to basketball circles around Eason, I mean, he is set for almost a breakout year in his second season of college basketball. His sophomore season will be spent in Baton Rouge. Adam Miller's the same way. I mean, if you look up the transfer portal ratings, you won't find Miller out of the top 4. A lot of them have him within the top 2. And then to Xavier Pinson, I mean, just the experience that he brings into a backcourt is, I mean, you can't coach that. You can't find that unless it's in the transfer portal. And he's coming down to LSU. Now, I think the UMass transfer, Trey Mitchell, is, I think that's kind of in the rearview mirror at this point. But, I mean, Efton Reed today has potentially a chance to really put LSU, into a next stratosphere of college basketball.
Into a Dickie V tweet. That's all it's going to do.
Oh, for sure.
But if you're Will Wade and you're trying to fill out this transfer portal, are you going best available, or are you kind of trying to build around an idea of how you want your basketball team to look?
At this point, I think you're going after specific players. I think you're going after this type of player. You're looking for a rim protector.
Well, no, a 5-star is obvious.
You'll always take the 5-star. But I'm telling, like specifically, if he was a 5-star guard, I don't know if they'd be
that's what I was wondering. Yeah,
you know what I mean. They would still probably be recruiting him, but specifically, they need this player. They need a 6'11", 7-footer that's athletic enough to protect the rim defensively and then sprint the floor and
catch a lob.
Yeah, catch lobs, catch the ball on the run, be able to finish at the rim. And while I'm not sure if Reed fits that, his freshman season, there'll have to be some development to it. That's the frame they want. That's the physique they're looking for. That's the size that they need under the goal to protect that area. So, I think that they are specifically trying to seek out. Wade told us earlier this week. I mean, if you just go back and listen to that interview, I mean, he is saying that they are now getting specific on what they're looking for. And he continues to go back to the Cavell Bigby Williams
mold.
Yeah. I mean, to that type of, he's always going back and comparing to what he's looking for to what he had. And while he's had guys come through the program over the last 3 years that are making a lot, I mean, Nas Reed's going into a contract year. He's going to make about $30 or $40 million.
That's why he left. He knew, he knew
his next contract.
Yeah, he knew he could ball, and that's why he kind of got out of town. And I think that Trenton Watford sees that model, and he was kind of trying to hoping to copy it. But he doesn't have the same skill set that translates like Nas Reed did. Like he could step out and hit a three, but just his frame and the way he was built to play NBA basketball. Trenton Watford, not so much, but, I mean, we'll see. But, I mean, Nas Reed was such a stud when he was here, and people were shocked that he left, but I was like, that game translates.
Yeah. Well, I mean, his size.
Yes.
And his hand-eye coordination and his just ability to play at that size. If Minnesota deals Karl Anthony Towns, I mean, Nas Reed's going to get an enormous contract. But I expect him to get a lot of he'll have a lot of value on the open market. He was an undrafted free agent, so he's already back on the market. He's already back at the table coming up this season for the NBA, and people are in love with him. But, I mean, if you watch Minnesota play, he plays a ton of minutes.
Yeah, he does.
Plays a ton of minutes. And like I said, I mean, I know that they've had guys like that come through the program, but the one specifically that Wade is trying to find, so the one that he's had is Cavell Bigby Williams. I mean, I think everybody can remember that Kentucky game in the regular season of him sprinting the floor and tapping back in that game winner in Rupp Arena for that enormous win for LSU just a couple of seasons ago over the Wildcats. Yeah, I mean, it was that type of player, somebody that can protect the rim on one end, sprint down the floor on another end, and be athletic enough to score and finish up around the glass. Can they find that guy? There's one available in Efton Reed, and he's making his announcement today at 11 a.m., with LSU and a hat on the table, and LSU feeling like that they're in the driver's seat. Like I said, I mean, I spoke to Will Wade recently, and I mean he's talked to Reed every day for 2 years. I mean I was at dinner with him, a couple of days ago. Reed called his phone 3 times in an hour and a half. And they were talking every time. So
That has to make it such a hard decision for Efton to make. Like, you feel like you're kind of, I'm sure he's, talking with other coaches the same amount or close to it. You're breaking somebody's heart. You feel like you get to know, the coaches. It's almost like a relationship, and you're breaking up with somebody.
it absolutely is.
I guess that's the point. You make it as hard as possible for them to say no.
Yes. Daily, we were brought to you here on the Jordy Culotta Show by Falaya Real Estate. Remember, get in touch with Barrett Blondo over at Falaya Real Estate. Anything you're looking for to sell your house this spring, if you're thinking about trying for sale by owner, then you need to check out Falaya. Listing plans start at only $399. Sell your house by yourself. Save thousands with Falaya. For more information, visit falaya.com or download the Falaya app today. Do you like doing things yourself? Do you want to save some cash? Then you need to check out Falaya Real Estate. It's do-it-yourself for selling your house. For more information, visit falaya.com or download the app in the Google Play or the Apple App Store today and get falaya.com. Call Barrett Blondo, 225-939-6153, 225-939-6153, or just go online to falaya.com, and that's how you can go find out how people are changing the game in real estate. Barrett Blondo is doing that over at falaya.com. All right, we'll get set up for the second hour here. When we come back, we'll have the 8 o'clock hour. We'll lead it off with Ben Mintz from Barstool Sports. We'll talk some college baseball with Mintzy. See what's coming up on this weekend ahead. How about on this date back in 1989? We were talking about Michael Jordan hitting that game winner over the Cleveland Cavaliers and Craig Elo. That was in 1989 on this date. Michael Jordan and the Bulls going into that playoff atmosphere. If you watch The Last Dance, that was one of those moments in Jordan's career that will always live on, of him jumping up and celebrating that game winner in Cleveland over Craig Elo, who's kind of ducking out of the way as Jordan just flew in and knocked down that game winner. I believe that is the game winner when Doug Collins said, what was the play, when he was asked in the postgame, what was the play? And he said, get the ball to Michael and get the fuck out the way.
Yeah.
And that's when Jordan just kind of goes into his head laughing at Doug Collins. All right, we'll have the 8 o'clock hour when we come back here. Ben Mintz will lead us off from Barstool Sports.
Go Chevrolet is proud to announce Go Express Auto Sales, the new used car lot located in the capital city of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, at 11522 Florida Boulevard. Go Express Auto Sales is online at goexpressautosales.com, or you can search them on Facebook and social media at Go Express Auto Sales, the newest addition to the family of Go Chevrolet. Remember, Go Chevrolet is located down in Laplace, Louisiana, but now welcoming aboard Go Express, the new used car lot located in Baton Rouge, Louisiana at 11522 Florida Boulevard. Gearing up for spring and summer down here in South Louisiana, and you want to keep your lawn maintained during these sunny seasons, get in touch with our friend Blake Abear over at Abear's Lawn Maintenance, where he says, you grow it, I mow it. 225-485-8022, 225-485-8022 is where you can find Abear's Lawn and Maintenance, the official lawn and maintenance company of the undisclosed location. Are you self-employed? Then you need to learn about Angel Oak's Home Loans Bank Statement program that they're offering, which makes you eligible as a self-employed borrower to purchase or refinance a home without requiring a tax return. If you want to learn more, get in touch with me. Email me, Jordy at jordyculotta.show.com, to learn about the bank statement loan program offered by Angel Oak. Jordy at jordyculotta.show.com to learn more.
All right, welcome back in here to the Jordy Culotta Show. Mintzy's still sleeping up in New York City. Everybody got down on a Thursday night.
It seems like it. Seems like it.
I'm a little groggy this morning.
Yeah, it made me nervous. Jordy was not at the undisclosed location when I got here, which he usually is. And all right, so I thought I was gonna host this thing myself.
It was a little bit of a late night for your boy, which is very outside of the norm.
It is. It's
Jordy
not a
Culotta
weekend.
Show.
Yes.
It's tough to get the motor running at 4:30 in the morning after late nights.
Do you catch yourself like looking at the clock when you're out, even if you're having a good time, and you're like, shit, I've got to, yeah.
The worst is when you go to sleep, because I don't set an alarm clock at all.
That's a dangerous game you're playing, my friend.
Well, you know what? I mean, at this point, I feel like I'm unburnable at this point on it, because I mean, I've gone through some hella nights and just popped up. I've told you, my overwhelming nightmare is waking up and seeing the clock say 7:03.
Well, yeah, you say that, then you
7:05.
don't set an alarm. It seems like that would be somebody that would absolutely set an alarm if you're that scared of it. But I guess your fear of sleeping in just allows you must sleep like shit.
I sleep like shit.
Well, you turn an alarm on, you'll sleep
Like
great.
shit. I have terrible sleep habits. My sleep has cost me energy for no doubt throughout the day. I was in New Orleans yesterday afternoon.
You take naps?
Check this out. I'm in New Orleans yesterday afternoon. Took a meeting at 2:30 down there. Get down there, flying into New Orleans for the meeting on 2 wheels.
Oh, the Ronnie Ranch special?
2:32.
No, you
know
dog.
what I mean? Pull in. And go through the meeting. Great meeting down in New Orleans. Get in the car to come back. I had no idea that the president was in Louisiana yesterday.
President of the United States?
Joe Biden.
Oh, me either.
Was in, yeah. So
Where is he, in New Orleans?
He was in New Orleans yesterday.
That's not who your meeting was with?
No, it's not.
Oh.
And they shut down the interstate for Air Force One. When Air Force One flies over the interstate, they shut it down. So I'm telling you, yesterday at 5 o'clock in New Orleans, downtown New Orleans, getting on the interstate, I timed this thing perfect. I'm probably about the 10th or 12th car in line that's driving up to police barricades across the interstate. There are police blocking every exit and on-ramp. And then across the interstate, of which is the flight zone of Air Force One, they stop traffic. Like, there is a bridge of cop cars, bumper to bumper, across the interstate with their lights flashing. You couldn't get around them if you tried. I mean, you could have got away if you'd have needed an airplane to get over the top of them. So, I mean, it's obvious that this thing is not going to move. I've got no idea that Biden's in town. I mean, I am.
What did you think was going on?
I thought they were trying to catch somebody. I thought that there was somebody on the run. I thought that there was somebody like with a gun. I mean, the way that they were blocking off exit and on ramps, and they were just stopping traffic. I thought that they were like at a shootout on the interstate with a car or something. I had no idea. So I just put my car in park, and next thing you know, bro, I wake up with like folded arms after a 10, 12-minute nap.
You took a gangster nap.
Gangster nap right there on the interstate in New Orleans, because, I mean, I just...
Car and park, I'd imagine? Yes.
Car and park, because I did get a little freaked out, because as I was starting to nod, my foot was kind of coming off the brake, and I ran up on the car behind. You know what I mean? I had to like pop the brake in a traffic jam because I was not asleep. Come on in, sit down. And it was no apologies. It's all good.
It's Cooper's fault.
Oh, I hear it.
On Mother's Day weekend of all weekends.
I can hear the mom
Sophie's
tone.
dad's been out of town for 2 weeks,
we go.
and I'm just dying.
Okay.
You're
Whatever
done with
Lily's
it.
Hold the pillow.
Hold.
Yeah, it's your therapy session.
Oh, yeah.
You have the pillow. Now tell us what's going on. Sophie's dad's out of town. Cooper forgot his
2 weeks.
project.
Everybody's it's one of those
Blake
things.
Abear cutting his grass?
Dave is out of town. Yeah.
Okay.
Blake's cutting his grass.
Right.
And his grass is probably taller than this couch at this point.
All right,
because
Blake,
he's
get
been
over there,
gone. Blake's got his work cut out for
Wait,
him.
Henry doesn't take care of that?
This is at Sophie's dad's house.
Yeah.
I'll also handle his dealings as well.
So the sleep schedule, bro. I don't sleep with an alarm because when I was sleeping with an alarm, I would anticipate waking up before the alarm so I didn't have to hear it. And so now that I don't have the alarm, I get that nervous energy in my sleep. So when I fall into the REM sleep, I kind of pop up to make sure that it's not 4:30 in the morning.
Why don't you have an alarm?
Because he just told you he's
I missed that.
Oh no, he just said that he doesn't like.
You just don't set it. You have the ability for when you just don't
Yes,
want it.
I don't
okay.
want
Yeah,
it
he has a
because
phone.
Okay.
It puts me in a bad
I
mood to
get
start
that.
the day.
I get that.
And
The sound is terrible.
the sound is terrible. I cannot find anything that is soothing to wake up as an alarm clock. And I guess that's, that defeats the purpose. But
There is one, and I'll tell you what it is because Cooper has it. It is an alarm clock that mimics the sun rising, and it just slowly brightens your room and wakes you up, like not with a jolt, but just eases you into the morning.
send the link.
See, you know what I used
That's
to
what you
do
need.
is, and this kind of cursed me. This is a bad idea, but I thought it was a good idea. I would set my alarm as a song that I liked, and I'd be like, all right, this will start my morning with
That
a little
makes sense.
energy, and like, all right. But it turns out no matter what the hell the alarm is, you just grow to despise it, and it's like ruining songs that I like. So I just went back to the old-fashioned alarm. But I have perfected, I'll say, very close to waking up right before the alarm without having to hear it. So if I set my
I
alarm
do the
for
same.
4 a.m., I'm up at like 3:57, and I'm like, there's a moment in time where I go, should I go back to sleep? And then what I usually do is I just change the alarm to like 4:15, and then
Yeah.
I'll wake up at 4:13, and then I'm good.
I mean, I don't go out like I used to. I don't do anything like that. But I was out a little bit last night.
Same.
And we could have stayed out until 3 o'clock in the morning. And we could have gotten bombed and partied all night. I'm popping up at 4:10 a.m.
No matter what.
Regardless.
I'm getting up at 4:10 a.m. Now, I may wake up and say, God, I feel like shit. I got to go back to bed and lay back down and fall back asleep. But my body
Yeah.
This
clock
temple.
is waking up at 4:10 a.m.
Yeah, you do
Like,
that.
Is
I
going to
mean,
pop
people do
up.
that.
Yes, absolutely. And that's why I have 100% confidence that I would never oversleep. Because my body
That's a
just
bold statement,
I
Jordy.
mean, Katie,
Yeah.
I have been sleeping without an alarm clock and been doing this same schedule for the last 5 years.
I know, but there's going to be one day, right?
You
What
would
if
think.
what
Or
if
you
you
just
take like
freak
a
out.
sleeping pill?
Yeah,
Do you
what
think
if
you would
do?
snooze right through it?
Not my vibe, bro.
What
You
if
know- you know-
someone
Well, you don't want to
drugged
sleep. I can
Yeah,
tell.
I mean-
It's obviously not your vibe.
Yeah.
If someone roofied you, are you still waking
Yeah,
up at
that's
4:10?
essentially what I was saying.
Y'all want
So-
to go through an experiment?
Yeah.
Yes, we're going to
All right,
roofie you
let's
today.
do it, all right.
And you're gonna wake up and you're gonna be like, "Oh my God, I've been missing
Wow,
out
it's
on
12
sleep
noon.
for so long."
Noon
Oh
right
my
now.
God, when you die if you woke up at noon?
Oof. I would feel so guilty.
I know,
Missed the whole day.
totally.
I don't know the last time that I've been in bed when the sun came up.
Oh, man.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I'm usually, even if I
That's usually when I'm going to bed.
even if I decide to sleep in like 6 a.m., I'm
Yeah.
so restless that I'm like, I
Yeah.
gotta get up. I gotta do something.
That's crazy. I
So
can lay
I-
in bed all day.
I could not. I
Oh,
get up
yeah.
at 5
Really?
now.
Oh yeah.
So
If it-
like even like on a day like today,
It just depends if I've planned or not. Like, but if I'm not doing anything, then I'll just go put my fat ass in the bed, turn the TV on, and watch something.
yeah.
I cannot.
I'd love to relax. I'm very lazy.
Well, I mean, I have the lazy quality. Don't get me wrong. I can shut it down. You know what I mean? I can black out a room. And
Yo, with the best of
just
a little
get-
tinfoil on the
You know
windows.
what I mean? Like, do not bother me. But I can't do it on like days like today anymore. On like a bright sunshiny day, I can't just lounge like I used to.
Yeah, it feels like
I could used to like pull the plug, bro. I
Oh,
could shut
yeah.
it down. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Are
Yeah.
Jack and Noah lounging right now? Is that what's going on?
Jack picked up a shift last night at the house, so he's
Okay.
probably still sleeping.
Definitely.
Noah, I see, is inside of the
bunker.
bunker. So
That's the age that you sleep for like ever and ever.
yeah.
Yeah, because you stay up forever and ever.
Yeah,
You
and
do
you
both.
just need the sleep.
Yes.
My man Brian Fletcher knows it. 4:30 every morning, no alarm clock. But he did go to a military college. So you,
so
had to
you could
learn-
do that.
You had to
could've
learn how to
gone-
go to sleep
Yeah.
right away and turn around and pop up in 6 hours. I want to know the method on how they teach you to go to sleep right away, Fletch,
Yeah, that doesn't work for me.
at all.
Oh, there's a bunch of secrets out
If you
there.
could send over email, bro, Jordy@jordyculotta.com, or you may have my contact. Text me.
You gonna give your number out?
I will.
225.
You can put me to bed.
If you can confirm 6 hours of sleep for me in a night, I'll give you my number right now.
Sex.
Exactly. All right, Ben Mintz is ready up in New York City. Mintzy might have partied
Ooh,
last
I didn't know
night.
he was coming today.
He is. He's going to phone in this morning.
Well, I mean, that's what I meant. I think he was
Remember,
gonna show.
Daily, we're brought to you by Nevadis. Nevadis is custom building web designs for you. They're also helping you out with mobile applications. Some of the favorite things that they automate over there at Nevadis include quotes and invoices, inventory management, task management, digitizing paperwork. We were out last night, and somebody asked me about the hat, bro.
Oh, you wore it out?
No, I didn't wear it out.
They
They said they didn't recognize me without the hat on, and they love the logo where they can get a Nevadis hat. I told them they're all in my closet.
Yeah, I got them all.
I got them.
Where'd y'all go last night?
Went out to dinner with a couple of friends, and
You're not going to get it out of them.
Yeah, I guess not. I was at Solu, so I was just curious where y'all were.
How was it?
It was good. It was a good
Outside or
time.
inside?
Someone bought all of our drinks and my meal.
Jim Nickel bought ours last night.
Wait, oh, he didn't
about-
call
How
me?
about Jimmy? No. I mean, like from the other table.
Oh, yes. What
Yeah,
a guy.
same.
I
dude.
mean-
God, I love
Another
Jim
table.
Nickel.
I couldn't wait to give the company credit card to pick up the dinner
tab.
like a big dick last
Yeah.
night. Like, I got it.
Yeah,
The lady
fold it
sit
in.
back. She was like, Jim Nickel already picked up y'all's tab. I was like, gearing up for spring and summer down here in South Louisiana, and you want to keep your lawn maintained during these sunny seasons, get in touch with our friend Blake Abear over at Abear's Lawn Maintenance, where he says, you grow it, I mow it. 225-485-8022. 225-485-8022 is where you can find Abear's Lawn and Maintenance, the official lawn and maintenance company of the undisclosed location. All right, Lili Courtney's in the building. We're having ice cream for breakfast here. Liquored up ice cream.
Yes, please, and tell me there's liquor in
Yes,
it.
alcohol ice cream. We are having that for breakfast here on Mother's Day weekend. Remember, if you're out there and you have not shopped for your mom, your grandmother, your sister, your wife, get that done, as that is coming up on Sunday. Lili going to help us out with some recipes and some menu items that are Mother's Day favorites. Thank you for everybody that is inside of the bunker. Apologize for the audio problems this morning here on this Friday.
You know, I wish I could take more of the blame, but it's really not me.
Somebody's sabotaging us.
It's just the computer.
I
That's,
know.
I love how Brian
you know
Fletcher's doing angelic business with you right here in the bunker.
in the chat.
That's amazing.
Fletch, my man, I can help you out, bro. I'm sending you my
Use your
number,
card.
Brian Fletcher. We're
Wait,
double dating
is this
tonight.
sleep? Is this
If
sleep
you want a
related?
home loan, you get Jordy's phone number. So
That's
there,
right.
there it is.
And
right
if you can help
there.
me to sleep. Benjamin Mintz, we were partying a little bit, Mintz, down here in South Louisiana. Missed you last night. How about you, buddy? How's it being back in New York City?
Oh, man, it's great. The weather's awesome right now. It's springtime, and you kind of, they're saying May 19th, a little more stuff reopening here. I mean, New York's obviously coming back a little slower than Louisiana, but vibes are good. And, yeah, it's good to be back. And, man, I had a blast in Baton Rouge. Thank y'all for having me at the undisclosed location last Friday. I had fun at La Bears watching the draft with y'all, and, man, had a great South trip and backed up here and at the office.
What type of knowledge did you bring back up to the Northeast? Because you spent a couple of weeks down here at some great college baseball venues, and it seems like you were waving this college baseball flag up at Barstool, and it has been received very well here early.
Yes, man, had just such a blast. Got to say, I had a great moment. Alex Box on Saturday night. I was sitting along the left third baseline, and a bunch of the students in left field saw me from probably like across the way, and "We want Mintzy" chanting Alex Box blew me away. I was really pumped about that.
What a superstar.
Man, I was shocked by that one. But I love such a good Baton Rouge presence, though, because of how much I enjoyed working down there. I mean, huge fan of Baton Rouge and have been for a while. But, man, Alex Box, Duty Noble, and Swayze, all great atmospheres. The videos we did, we did multiple 100K videos on Twitter. The big thing I'm doing now is starting to write more for the blog.
Your blog is great.
The blog's getting a bigger. The blog, there's going to be a big Baton Rouge, one on the Baton Rouge part of the trip that y'all will probably be in. I'm pretty sure coming out in the next day or two. But I'm going to start doing a couple of those a week, and getting ready. I'll be at the SEC tournament in Birmingham in a few weeks. My next trip. Really excited about that. And I kind of joked on Twitter last night, but LSU pulled away last night. Landon Marceau with another good game. I watched a lot of it. Trey Morgan said, "Man, what a stud! 4 or 5 at that 2-run triple." Put the game away, but I jokingly tweeted out, "The road to Ruston begins now." I've been calling for this LSU going to the ship to Ruston as the 3 seed.
Mintzy, that is some professional level trolling right there, my friend.
Well, it would be on route. Just being from North Louisiana, they built a new 2,500 person ballpark, and they look like they're going to host. And that would be the biggest thing ever for North Louisiana if LSU got sit up there. So I think I'm kind of trying to will it into existence here.
That is beautiful, man. Playboy Marty make it back safe?
He did, and he's everything's he's doing good. He's Playboy Marty's been living up to his name. I think he's rocking it on dating apps, getting out and meeting people. Good to see that. I'm about to sign. I'm about to sign up for him, which I think could be pretty funny.
Bro, you got to document some of those.
Yeah.
Oh,
Not all of it,
who knows, man? Y'all know I share most of it on my Twitter. I think the whole Barstool thing, I feel like it's like everything's on TV. That's kind of part of it. But yeah, I'm just excited about New York. Looking forward to, the sporting events kind of coming back a little bit. I'm looking forward to trying to get over to Yankee Stadium here soon just to check that out. I hadn't really had too many the big New York experiences yet because of COVID. So I've got a lot of stuff on the New York bucket list to do the next couple months too.
What's the vibe around New York right now with the Knicks? Chris Jarrell was just inside the bunker, our buddy over there, talking about the Knicks making the playoffs, and Julius Randle was getting a little love for maybe a midseason MVP. What's the vibe around the Knicks up there right now in New York City?
It's amazing. It's crazy because the Nets are over in Brooklyn and are a top NBA championship contender, and nobody gives a damn. Everybody just loves the Knicks. And I know the Nets kind of came out of New Jersey. And so, all the people in New York grew up going for the Knicks in the Ewing era. But, people are going nuts. And it's kind of the thing I always say about sports. Man, sports are all about expectations. Like the Knicks weren't supposed to be good, and now they're looking at the 4 or 5 seed, and it's one of the most fun seasons ever for the fans. But I go back and talk about the Ole Miss football season last year. They went 5-5, and it was like the most fun I've ever had. It's just like when you're exposed to be bad, and then you randomly have a good season when no one expects it. It's just, I think that's one of the most fun experiences for the fans, and I'm hoping it looks like they're going to get it up to 25 or 30%. Hoping they let some fans in there for the playoffs. And there's an outside shot that the Knicks and Nets could play a second-round playoff series, and I can't even imagine
That would be cool.
Wow. That would be nuts.
Yeah.
Any love for Bregman and the Astros in Yankee Stadium this weekend?
Yeah, man, no, there ain't a lot of love for the Astros up in the Northeast. I can tell you that. I mean, I'm a Bregman fan, but there's still a lot of people salty about, they say time heals all wounds, but it's taking some time on the Astros up here for the Northeast, for the Northeast teams. It seems.
Mintzy, I think one of the great Bregman highlights that you will see forever will be his first inning home run on Thursday in front of a 20% filled Yankee Stadium, raining down the FUs and the boos on him as he smashes one into Hall of Fame Park over there. I know that the Yankees hate the Astros, but the Astros have to be the biggest winner of COVID from a sports standpoint, right? I mean, like, they have still yet to feel the full wrath of Major League Baseball on cheating during championship seasons. I mean, on the way to that World Championship, they beat the Red Sox, the Yankees, and the Dodgers. I mean, that's three of the most storied franchises in sports. Forget baseball. And just for the first time, they go in front of fans to Yankee Stadium, and only with 20%, you could hear and feel the hate.
Oh yeah, no, it's a real thing, and it's funny that none of the players really got in trouble from MLB really either. They all got immunity. I mean, it's kind of wild how it all worked out. But I just have a huge amount of respect for Alex Bregman. I mean, what a career he's had. And he's just been unbelievable since day one at LSU. He's the consistency level has just been staggering.
Any love for the Triple Crown up there? As
I mean, of course, I didn't do that, but I don't know. But yeah, people are in it. Dave Portnoy went to Kentucky Derby. He loves Derby. I mean, people are into it up here a little bit. I'd like to get up to Belmont, possibly sometime, because it's pretty near here at some point. I don't know if I'm going to make the Triple Crown race, but that's certainly on my list of that. I'd like to get to Saratoga Springs sometime. Saratoga summertime thing. I'd like to check that out too.
That sounds fantastic. Any trips planned? Any more trips out west?
So it's a big schedule coming up. The SEC tournament's the next big one. I'll be in NOLA for Hogs for the Cause June 4th and 5th, which I'm really pumped about. Barbecue Music Fest that I raised $1 million for Family Fight Pediatric Brain Cancer. Awesome event. Tickets still available online for that Friday night, Saturday with a good band lineup. Going to try to hit up some of the I don't know what the regional thing's going to happen. I've got my eye on both Oxford and Ruston while I'm down there because I covered Louisiana Tech baseball for a few years when I was in Shreveport. And if they get to host a regional in that new park after that tornado destroyed the old one 2 years ago, I mean, I'd like to try to make a game. I think it's a good story. Then after that, the college, I'm going to go to Omaha for the College World Series, and that's going to be a huge, huge thing, just trying to build the Barstool College baseball. So that's kind of the itinerary I've got coming up. Debating a day trip to New Haven, Connecticut tomorrow because the rock and roll is finally starting to come back to big shows. I'm thinking about shooting over there and eat some pizza and go see Humphrey McGee. But we'll see if that happens or not.
Did I see you watching an Ole Miss baseball game with a member of Widespread Panic?
That was an old show. George McConnell, yeah, he was a member from 03 to 06. And he's from Vicksburg, and he still plays in a band called Kudzu Kings. It's around Oxford. And it was just funny. I was laughing because everybody in Oxford was trying to take pictures of me, and I just wanted to take a picture of George. So I thought that was funny.
As the world turns.
So what's happening this weekend? Maybe a trip to Connecticut, you say? Anything else in the docket?
Maybe. Yeah, I'm going to try to sit back with this college baseball stuff going on. I'm going to probably sit home tonight and just flip around the Watch ESPN app. I'm trying to pay attention to it, tweet about it, and all that stuff. So I'm going to watch a lot of college baseball tonight, see if LSU can get their second win against Auburn. Ole Miss has got a really winnable series against Texas A&M, and they turned the series around, the season around after that comeback in Oxford. They swept South Carolina, and now they're looking at a regional. So I'm going to watch some college baseball, maybe go over to Connecticut. I've been eating some good food this week and trying to run a lot.
Where?
Yeah, man.
Doing the deal. Where are you eating up in New York? I was given my last experience in New York, Mintz, and I am a huge fan of the city. I love the city. I really do. I've got great experiences and great stories and great times from New York City. But the last time I went was for Burrow's presentation, the Heisman deal, which was fantastic, all of that stuff. But the city stunk. It smelled so bad. There was trash all over the streets and on the corners. And it was the first time I had been in a big city and seen, like, legitimate, like, rodents and rats, like, in the street. Have they cleaned that up?
It's not the cleanest, you know.
Is the stench still there?
It doesn't smell too bad. I mean, I think the COVID kind of cleared that out. Subways are clean because I think the COVID thing, they've been like really trying to sterilize the subways. I don't know. It hasn't been too bad during the springtime. I mean, I'm enjoying just getting out and walking around. I'm looking forward to exploring more of the food thing. It just blows me away. I love eating different ethnic food all the time. And, you know, I'm not in the high tax bracket yet here in year one in Barstool. Hopefully we'll get there one day. But I'm on the value hunt for all the $15 and $20 good meals, and I'm doing pretty good with it.
Any Louisiana food? I know you had a Louisiana connection up there.
Yeah, the Gumbo Brothers in Brooklyn's good. I'm trying to get them to do a crawfish deal for Barstool that I think would be a lot of fun. Those guys are from LSU. They just opened one in Nashville, too. But that's really about it on Louisiana. But it's kind of one of those things where, you know, when I come south, I'm going to crush all the South food. But up here, I'm trying to eat, you know, I don't know, sushi or Korean barbecue or dim sum or ramen or all the just crazy ethnic varieties is kind of what I go after up here.
Mintzy, we were talking about waking up early and our different strategies. I saw that you were trying to do the same thing to wake up early and start running. What's been your go-to move so far?
Man, I'm just getting up and, like, I always snooze for, like, 30 minutes or an hour, and I'm just not letting myself do that anymore. And it's really I don't know. If you could just knock it out early in the day, it's, like, so productive.
Oh, it opens up your eyes for the rest of the day, dude.
Yeah, and also, man, my brain just functions so much better after I run and get my endorphins going. And I think my work performance this week's been awesome just off that. I've noticed it. And then a lot of times, like Barstool, you never know what you're going to get asked to do in that office. And so sometimes, you know, I'd get stuck up there till 7 or 8 and not exercise. So I realized it's a top priority in my life. And so, and we don't have to really go in early. New York's a weird town in that it's kind of a late arriving to work town. And so, you know, I can go at 10 or 11 every day. And it's fine. And just stay a little later. So, yeah, that's kind of the plan. And we actually, one thing I want to mention, too, is we already taped. We had the Dozen Trivia Tournament. Got taped a couple of days ago. I'm not going to spoil anything, but it's going to be awesome to roll out for that in the next couple of weeks. Jeff Delo did a fantastic job. And if we've got some amazing Barstool content, be on the lookout for that. My team is me and Robbie Fox, and who covers UFC, younger guy, and Coley, who runs the blog, who's from Maine. It's really random team, but we're the big screaming honkers. It's a lot of fun.
Nice.
I saw they got the set built out there too. It's no longer on on Zoom. You'll have an actual set, huh?
Oh yeah, no, it's a set. I'm telling you, Jeff Delo, after this was over, he walked in the bar the other night and everybody gave him a standing ovation. I mean, he built this thing out of nothing, starting during COVID. He puts hundreds of hours into it. He's one of the hardest working people up here, and you know, I just love being part of it, and be on the lookout for that coming the next couple of weeks. But it's crazy how popular the trivia was. I mean, it just blows me away. People love trivia, man. They love it.
Mintzy, have a great weekend, bro. Great seeing you last weekend.
Oh, man, absolutely. And I hope to see y'all soon again. Thank y'all for having me.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. We got to go to New York.
Okay, we're on the way
Yeah,
out.
you get a little later now.
Yeah, I'm all in.
We got to get up there.
I'm all in.
Well, and I think Mintzy doesn't notice the smell because his nose is now accustomed to it. And I think that's what it is. You kind of just, you have to be there.
I've never noticed that smell in New York.
I don't know. I haven't been in so long.
Either.
Bourbon Street, that's a smell.
Very similar.
Yeah,
Very similar.
I guess
Very
so.
similar.
I guess so.
But
I
just
like Bourbon Street. I love
think
it,
about the Bourbon Street stench taking over the city.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can't run away from it.
You can't get away from it.
Nobody wants that.
Okay, we hadn't talked about this, but Matthew Langlois, the LSU safety signee, did you see he won the state championship in the 100 meters?
Really?
And he ran a 10.7 yesterday over at Bernie Moore track field as we are just confirming that Matthew Langlois is calling into the show right now.
What?
So stand by. Take a break, Lizzie. We'll be right back with Matthew Langlois, the safety signee from Catholic High Point Capee out in New Roads, and the 100-meter state champion as he was flying yesterday. We got the video. We will repost it to Twitter Langlois is the 100-meter champion and an LSU football signee, and we'll be on the Jordy Culotta Show next, right here, presented every day by Johnson and Spillers Dentistry. Remember, Dr. Johnson, Dr. Spillers, located in Baton Rouge and in Gonzales. Stop in and check them out, as they can help you out with all your dentist needs, and we've reminded you that they can help you out with Botox as well. So much more than just what you need from his dentistry. I will be over there next Thursday. For whatever reason, I am fired up to go to the dentist. I don't know why. I've never been
unbelievable.
I've never been excited about the dentist. I mean, just like everybody out there, nobody likes going to the dentist, but for whatever reason, I can't wait to see Dr. Spillers on Thursday.
A great
I don't
compliment
think
to
that
him.
it's going to be like that much of a big change, but I'm glad that you're
Well,
excited for it.
I just need it, and it's something that I've got on top of the priority list, and I need to go see Dr. Spillers. Johnson Spillers. Dentistry.com is where you can find them. They're online. They're on social media. They're all over the place. Let's talk to Matthew Langlois next here on the Jordy Culotta Show.
Are you self-employed? Then you need to learn about Angel Oak's Home Loans Bank Statement program that they're offering, which makes you eligible as a self-employed borrower to purchase or refinance a home without requiring a tax return. If you want to learn more, get in touch with me. Email me, Jordy@JordyCulottashow.com, to learn about the bank statement loan program offered by Angel Oak. Jordy@JordyCulottashow.com to learn more. Go Chevrolet is proud to announce Go Express Auto Sales, the new used car lot located in the capital city of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, at 11522 Florida Boulevard. Go Express Auto Sales is online at goexpressautosales.com, or you can search them on Facebook and social media at Go Express Auto Sales, the newest addition to the family of Go Chevrolet. Remember, Go Chevrolet is located down in LaPlace, Louisiana, but now welcoming aboard Go Express, the new used car lot located in Baton Rouge, Louisiana at 11522 Florida Boulevard. Relief Health, the only way to get Go Chevrolet is proud to announce Go Express Auto Sales, the new used car lot located in the capital city of Baton Rouge, Louisiana at 11522 Florida Boulevard. Go Express Auto Sales is online at goexpressautosales.com, or you can search them on Facebook and social media at Go Express Auto Sales, the newest addition to the family of Go Chevrolet. Remember, Go Chevrolet is located down in LaPlace, Louisiana, but now welcoming aboard Go Express, the new used car lot located in Baton Rouge, Louisiana at 11522 Florida Boulevard.
Welcome back into the Jordy Culotta Show, presented by Go Chevrolet. We are live on YouTube, Facebook, and on JordyCulottaShow.com. We are served up by Lily. We're drinking Jenny's sorbet.
Frosé
sorbet. It is a great drink here on Friday morning. Cheers to everybody. Happy Mother's Day.
Cheers.
Happy Mother's
Moms.
Day.
Thank you.
Happy Mother's Day.
Doing the job I could never do.
Thanks for both dads for leaving me solo.
Yes.
Exactly.
Fun.
Heads up. Heads up Friday.
I know, right?
Look out.
Look out.
On the warpath here.
Yeah.
They all get back in town tonight. I'm like, I'm done.
Matthew
I think you're done
Langlois.
now.
I'm gonna just keep drinking
I think you're
this
checked out right now. Consider the day over at 8:30 a.m.
Happened to her on Wednesday, too. Turned her into a little booze hound.
My man Matthew Langlois, who is a safety signee for LSU, he put to bed a lot of questions about his speed yesterday. If you have not seen the video, my guy is 3 steps faster than everybody in the state in the 100 meters. He's a state champion. He clocked a 10.7 yesterday, and he is an LSU football signee at a Catholic High Point Capee. Our good friend David Semino coached him for his high school career and has always been so high on Langlois. Number 7 for the Hornets.
Let's go,
yes,
dude.
bro. Matthew, good morning. How are you, bro?
Sir, I'm great. Good morning, y'all.
Oh,
Yes, got those pipes.
good
too, dude.
Lord. He's 24.
Don't forget about Mother's Day, Matthew. Have you shot for Mother's Day?
Nah. I got graduation this weekend, so not too much shopping's gonna be going on.
Oh, wow.
That's the president in itself, dude.
That
Finishing
is.
high school.
Give her the diploma on Sunday morning, brother. Tell me about yesterday, dude. Tell me this first. Have you heard a lot of people questioning your game or maybe questioning your speed? Was that a little bit of your motivation yesterday?
Yes, sir. I mean, obviously, me being signed to LSU as only like your 3-star, I eventually became a 4-star on 24/7. I saw a few things and heard a few things, but I don't really care about that stuff. But I always knew what I'm capable of and my speed. So, yesterday, hopefully, I kind of made a statement.
Did you run faster than you thought you would? Was yesterday faster than you thought you could perform? Was that about right? You ran a 10.7.
I didn't get I got a pretty good start. I think I could have probably got a better start, but yeah, I was kind of surprised with my time. Last year I ran a 10.9.7. But this whole year, I wasn't able to break sub-11 because all the meets I was running in, we had a bad wind blowing against us, and
The headwind.
the headwind was pretty bad, and so at this LSU meet, or state meet at LSU, it put us, with the wind or not really against it. So it kind of helped with that, and the weather was real good. And, I was just feeling fresh, and I'm pretty happy with that time I came out with.
Yeah, bro. I mean, everybody's buzzing about it. Just about how fast you were yesterday. What's the schedule like now? Because it looks like I called 2 of your games on the radio your junior year, and you were dominant, best player on the field. But it looks like from your junior to senior year, you got pretty big. Like you got kind of jacked up. I mean, it looks like you put on a lot more muscle. What has been the strategy for you? And now going into college, what's the schedule like before you report?
Right now, since I'm done with track, I'm just working out and conditioning. Obviously, all the stuff Coach Moffitt sent us, and I'm also training with Coach Sting and Coach Kenneth. So, these next 3 weeks till I move into LSU, really just weightlifting and conditioning and field work.
What was your recruitment like? What was your football recruitment like?
It kind of started off slower than I guess you say most bigger recruits did. I got my first offer after my junior season. And then after that first offer, I kept getting more and more and more. And, eventually I started getting bigger schools. My first SEC school was Mississippi State, and then LSU started talking to me probably, the summer after my junior season, and they said they liked me a lot. They wanted to see like my first game for my senior season, so they did and offered me right after that. So yeah, it was exciting. It was a lot, a lot of coaches texting me and a lot of stuff like that. But it was a great experience, and it's always been a dream of mine to be a college football recruit, and I got that done.
Did the inability
of going to camps, in your opinion, limit your exposure? Because a guy like you are a Division I player. I think that when people watch you play, you don't really have to do a lot of evaluation. I mean, you jump off of the film. But not being able to travel last summer due to the COVID restrictions and go on campus and work out in front of Ogeron or, any of these coaches, do you think that maybe limited to your exposure? I know you're an LSU signee now and it all worked out, but do you think that was probably to blame for the late push?
Yeah, yes, sir. I think so. I made it to one rivals camp. I actually did pretty good over there. But besides that, I wish I would have went to, LSU football camp and stuff like that. I think that would have helped a lot, actually. Me coming from a small school I do come from, I can tell, it's hard for colleges to kind of evaluate me. They might say, teams we play aren't very good or whatever. But yeah, like you said, the no camps and all that, no visiting, with all that because of Corona, it definitely made it harder than it should have been.
You and Sage Ryan are the signees for the safeties in the class, and there was a lot of expectation for you two guys to come in and not play immediately, but at least be prepared to play just because of the lack of players at that position. What have you heard about your expectation from the coaching staff going into your freshman season, and what's the relationship like with you and Sage?
Yeah, the coaches, they want me and Sage to come in prepared, obviously. Yeah, and me and him have been working very hard this whole off season. We're fighting for a spot too. If we come in there and show out, I think we could take a spot. And yeah, me and Sage are pretty close. We're actually rooming together, me, him, and Jack.
Wow.
So, we're all pretty close. But yeah, like you said, preparing, me and him, I've gained a good bit of weight. I've gotten stronger and faster also. So I think we'll come in ready.
Oh, dude, going back to track, look, I've been trying to run sprints around my house to work out a little bit, and I have no idea what my form should be. I don't run on my toes, I don't think. I don't know if I'm doing it right. So give me a couple of tips on what I should look like.
Especially the 100 meters, like 3 different phases. Your drive phase, when you're coming out your blocks, and then, your top end speed phase, and then just towards the end of the race, just maintaining. But yeah, they say not to really run on your toes, just like the balls of your feet.
Yes.
But yeah, it's really just about getting a good start and hitting your top speed quicker than everyone else, and just maintaining that top speed.
Okay, it's only about 30 yards for me, so I think I'm good.
You won't you won't run track at LSU, will you?
No, sir. No.
Who was your primary recruiter?
Originally it was Coach Bush. Well, started all off as Coach Raymond. And then eventually Coach Bush started recruiting me a lot. And then once Coach Bush left, of course, Coach Durante Jones and Coach Finellis. But yeah, it was a few different coaches.
You said it was your dream to play college football. Was it specifically to play at LSU? Because I'd imagine being a Louisiana cat and growing up watching LSU kind of thrive in the way it has, that was your dream school. Is that a fair assumption to make?
Yes, sir. Yeah, probably so. I've always just wanted to play college football. I didn't know if I was going to be able to go to LSU or not, but it was always a dream of mine, play college football, probably especially because I'm from Baton Rouge and, I always loved LSU. They were my dream school. But yeah, it's always been my dream to play there and, play for NFL too if that's possible.
I went to high school with David Semino. I was a teammate of his over at Parkview Baptist. I know he has been your coach for the last 4 years, and he just accepted the Catholic High job after spending, I believe, eight years out there with that program at New Roads and doing such great things with the Hornets. Can you talk about the impact that Coach Semino made on you and how he helped you through this process?
Oh, yes, sir. Yeah, he was a great coach. He's probably one of the best coaches I'll ever have, and I think he changed our whole program over at Catholic. I didn't know any difference between him and another high school coach because he's the only one I've ever had. But man, he worked us harder than anyone ever has, and he got every single ounce of hard work out of all of us. So he definitely changed things over there, and he prepared me for college. Our playbook in high school is pretty alike the playbook I'm learning right now for LSU. So mentally and physically, he kind of use all of my potential to make me the best player I could be. So, I'm very thankful for him.
What number will you wear?
I think number 14. I'm not 100% sure.
Little young Badger.
Coach Panamsky, he asked me. I told him if I could get 14, I'd be great. He said, I think you can. I just got to confirm it with Coach O. So hopefully number 14.
What's your relationship like with O?
It's pretty good. After I signed, I think he kind of laid off on the recruiting part, but he still talks to me a little bit. But yeah, he loves me. He always brings energy when he FaceTimes me and stuff. So we have a pretty good relationship. I'm happy to meet him for the first time in person pretty soon.
I know you had a pick six game winner. What was your favorite highlight over the last 4 years?
That probably was, or just making it to the state championship game. But yeah, that pick six, it was kind of like a blur to me. It kind of just happened. It wasn't like, I don't really remember too much from it. I just remember being in the end zone and kind of walking in, like looking at the crowd and everything was going crazy.
That's amazing.
That's what you call the zone, big fella.
Welcome to it, bro. You're here, man, living out your dream. Going to be at LSU on campus in 3 weeks and going to be in the purple and gold, opening up in Los Angeles at the Rose Bowl versus UCLA.
In the 1-4.
Oh, bro, how awesome. State champion, 100-meter. If you have not seen the video, we will put that video up on our YouTube, on our Twitter page. We will make sure and tag Matthew Langlois. Make sure you are following Matthew Langlois. He is at Langlois Matthew, the next safety coming into to LSU, and a state champion track member for the Hornets and an LSU signee. Thanks for the time this morning, man. Happy Mother's Day. Congratulations on the graduation.
Yes, sir. Thank you all for having me.
All right, man.
Thank you.
There is Matthew Langlois checking in. All right, Lily's got some drinks flowing already here on Mother's Day morning. How you feeling over there?
Good.
Yeah, back to neutral. Back to neutral.
There we go.
Favorite thing.
That project wasn't that big of a deal. I can whip back around and drop it off to you. No problem.
Cooper's about to get grounded, and now he's like, what? I have a couple friends over.
That's right.
I have meetings at school from 1 until carpool today, so it should be interesting.
Gross.
Just gonna keep these going though. I might just bring this in a Yeti. Just get Lily.
Yeah.
Make me have it back.
Dude, I guarantee you would not be the only one.
I would not be the only one.
That's what they should do for carpool, dude. They should do like Sonic style drinks where you can walk around, put a finger up, and give some drinks out.
I am not the only one with vodka in my Yeti and carpool.
No way.
You're guaranteed.
No way.
Oh my
Guaranteed.
God, I just
There
exploited
she
the
is.
business.
The life of the party.
That's
Lili
right.
Courtney coming in. She's serving. She's already served up a couple of frozen drinks here. She's going to sit down on the set.
Oh my God.
Camera's here.
That
Camera's
looks
here.
amazing.
Is that
Yes.
ice cream?
Ah. Okay, I've heard of this Jenny's ice cream. People have like an obsession with it, but I haven't tried it yet until now in my drink.
That.
You know why?
Wow.
Why?
Lily, happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day. It's $9 a pint.
Okay, well there you
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
All right.
That's a
Lily's going to
lot.
sit down on set, tell us what we're eating and drinking next year on the Jordy Culotta Show, presented by Go Chevrolet every single day. Cool, including this Friday. Lily, what are you trying to kill me before 9, huh?
Gotta
All right,
do
we'll
traction.
be right back. We'll be right back. Are you self-employed? Then you need to learn about Angel Oak's Home Loans Bank Statement program that they're offering, which makes you eligible as a self-employed borrower to purchase or refinance a home without requiring a tax return. If you want to learn more, get in touch with me. Email me, Jordy@JordyCulottashow.com, to learn about the bank statement loan program offered by Angel Oak. Jordy@JordyCulottashow.com to learn more. Gearing up for spring and summer down here in South Louisiana, and you want to keep your lawn maintained during these sunny seasons, get in touch with our friend Blake Abear over at Abear's Lawn Maintenance, where he says, you grow it, I mow it. 225-485-8022. 225-485-8022 is where you can find Abear's Lawn and Maintenance, the official lawn and maintenance company of the undisclosed location. Back here to the undisclosed location. Cooking with Lili is here. We're going to teach Lili about what OnlyFans was in the break.
Dude, that's where all those subscriptions have gone to. That's what those cost.
Happy Mother's Day.
Yes. Thank you for your credit card.
Lil is back in the UDL. She's a regular.
She is. Recurring
Doing great.
guest.
I'm the show mom.
Yes. Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you.
Thank you. And we are working the hell out of your family. We had Sean over here earlier this week. Lloyd, obviously, is the engine that runs the whole operation.
Chugga chugga.
Without sound.
Yes.
Hey, you got to keep people. That's how you demonstrate worth.
Thank you, Lili.
If you can't fix
Lili.
it, then you have to leave. But
Yes.
if you can, you get to stay.
But very proud you must be of your two boys.
Well, I figured it was just appropriate for me to, wrap up the week.
Yes. Well, so did
I
we.
am the mother
I
of these boys.
have pitched to the crew of You a Friday regular. They want to bring more people in and showcase other elements. I'm like, we've got the superstar.
Yeah. I get her Monday through Sunday already.
we have found our superstar. But happy early Mother's Day to you.
Thank you, sir.
And once again, I see vodka on the center of the table. I see ice cream on the centerpiece here. You come bearing gifts. What are we
Always.
eating and what are we drinking this morning?
Okay, so you are eating my Mother's Day dessert. That's what I'm going to serve myself.
She's gonna make it herself.
Actually, yours? Are you gonna have any left for Sunday?
Oh,
There's
don't worry.
more.
I got
Okay.
that.
So
got that.
So you're making or will Sean make it?
No, I'm
Okay.
in charge.
No
Yeah,
trust.
he's
No
fat-
trust for Sean in the kitchen. Any
He's worked.
trust?
Oh, I trust him.
I was
Yeah.
gonna
No
say-
trust here.
Unless you just want a low carb wrap.
Yeah, exactly. Jordy and I are on the same page on that front.
But let's talk about that a
No
minute.
carbs up in this room.
I think you're going to have to be my pet project.
Yeah, please.
Your cooking skills are scaring me.
Yeah, they're terrible.
They don't exist.
They're bad. They're bad.
See, I could cook a little bit.
Tacos.
Oh yeah, they fussed at me. They're like, oh, I could cook tacos. Like, yeah, throw a little skirt steak on and a cast iron. They're like, dude, hamburger meat.
Well, I
oh
mean,
god.
Lil,
beef.
I mean,
What
Lil,
do you
you saw
mean?
the oven. Yeah, I mean, we started a fire in the oven about 2 months ago on pita bread.
Okay, that's because it's a little cleaning.
Exactly. Needs some cleaning.
All right, so we're going to work on that.
Okay.
That's going to
cream in
be. There's ice cream in there. Yeah.
God.
Oh,
Well, I mean,
Katie.
that's the center of the dish.
That's
It's what
Jenny's. Okay, so we're talking all about Jenny's
Not in
ice cream
here,
today,
not
and
in
I don't
here.
even, I don't even know much about her besides the fact that she's got the best rockin' ice cream ever.
Everyone says that.
Okay, you're eating.
She a local?
No,
Okay.
no, she's nationwide.
Yeah, Jenny. You don't know Jenny?
Jenny from the blog.
No, Jenny's nationwide. That is, you're eating the
Freaking fabulous is what it is.
peach with biscuits
What?
is in that ice cream.
I don't even know.
Now,
That's a double carb.
I made you the classic
Gonna
scone.
run home this morning.
Yeah.
I made you the classic scone, and I roasted your strawberries. So it's a strawberry shortcake. But when you roast those strawberries, their flavor intensifies. That syrup is just fantastic.
How do you roast a strawberry?
4
Oven.
cups of strawberries, 2 cups of sugar, some vanilla, some lemon, a little pinch of salt, 400-degree oven for 20 minutes.
What's the menu for Mother's Day, Lil?
In my house or
Yes.
the one
What
I'm
would
teaching?
you recommend?
We're going grilled huge shrimp.
Okay.
Huge shrimp.
I love that.
Big ones on the shell.
Jumbos.
Yeah, jumbos. Grilling shrimp, as they're called.
Okay, so a little seafood on the menu over at the Courtney house. Is there any Mother's Day dish that jumps out? Is anybody should there be
Nah.
like the turkey for the Thanksgiving on the table? No.
Nah. Just wait on her.
Okay.
Hand and foot.
Okay.
Honestly, just your presence is her present.
That's the biggest ruse we've ever pulled
so
at the Courtney household because we don't do anything. And so if we just come into town, it was like, oh my God, my boys are here. So if you can get that one, Matthew Langlois, I'm looking at you. I think you got the right idea. If you can just kind of pull off, I'm here to see you, you don't have to get anything.
I don't need a thing.
That's very
Okay.
sweet.
All right. Lil, catch him up on social media on how they find you on the cooking class.
I am, well, for one thing, these recipes, the drink and all, kitchenconfidence.com, and then Lili lowercase Kitchen Confidence on Instagram.
_.
Thank you.
All right, make your drink for us.
Okay, so this is so fun.
All right.
Can you
all
tell
right,
me
all right.
about the Mother's Day brunch? It's at Red Stick,
Yeah. Look,
but it's already sold out.
I don't want to hear people tell me there's nothing to do in
nothing else,
Baton
those
Rouge
shrimp
because
look
I'm going to
plump.
be at Red Stick for the next 3 days.
At Red Stick Spice
Yeah,
Night?
tonight, Ann and Alana. So we have 3 instructors doing a private
You and Ann,
sushi.
you and Ann are the alphas.
Annie.
Y'all seem like y'all would be great together.
Yeah, yeah, we're
I mean, y'all's
definitely.
personalities work great together.
Yeah. And I do call her Annie, by the way.
So-
I thought it was so
yeah.
cute
Natural.
when you said that on
I
the
was
show.
like getting onto him. I was
She
like,
looks
it's not
like an
Annie.
I call
She
her that.
looks like an
She
Annie.
answers back.
She does.
She answers back.
You can, but you can always tell somebody if you give them a nickname or if you call them something outside of their name, whether they like it or not.
Yeah, you
Right?
can
I mean,
tell.
and
It's-
you could
it's
tell
But
when,
you
when
nickname
you
everybody.
when you called her Annie, she kind of, all right, okay, Annie, I see you.
So yeah, so then
Lil.
Lil.
There you go.
I get lots of Lils.
No
yeah.
Lillians.
No, it's too long. So yeah, tonight we have a private sushi class.
Wow.
So Ann and Alana and I will be there. So you can book your own class, people.
Roll your own sushi. So that's what you're doing
Yeah,
tonight?
we're gonna roll sushi.
I've always wanted to do that. I've never done
It's
it.
fun. No, it's gonna be all cooked sushi, but it's gonna be we're
Yeah.
doing 4 rolls.
It's a great way to avoid a lawsuit. It's like,
Yep.
no, this food is
Yep.
cooked.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Yeah,
then
especially when you're bringing it
tomorrow,
public.
Ann and I have our food farm tour again.
Wow, look at you and Annie.
I know.
We're busy.
We're busy. And then Sunday, Lil's doing a Sunday brunch
For Mother's Day?
for Mother's Day.
You're
at the
working
shop.
on Mother's Day?
Yeah.
She did
But
that
you
to
like
herself.
that. But
Yeah,
you
I
like
do
yeah.
that to myself. Well,
You just love it.
Or Lloyd and
I do
Sean
have a good
going?
time.
Are y'all
You
going to
just love
attend?
it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no that's a
so
great thing.
yeah, but what's going to happen here on Mother's Day is Cameron, who has been there for 5 years, he's 17 and he's a genius. I swear he's got some culinary skills that blow me away.
17, 5 years.
Yeah,
You'll
he's
meet
been
him
there since he was
Tuesday.
12.
Child labor laws over there, Annie?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think that he was just kind of hanging out
Right,
then.
right.
But don't start.
Yeah, I mean,
The sushi is
point
cooked and he's
Annie-
18.
Annie may not be that nice.
I pay him 50 cents on the dollar.
Get your ass up. It's time to go to work.
Make him sleep there.
right.
Me and Cameron have a lot in common, apparently.
My point being, this is his menu. He came up with this
did?
menu, and it is outstanding.
He's so cute.
Wow.
So we are doing kimchi bacon cheddar scones with kimchi butter, asparagus tarts with smoked salmon, and aioli and pickled red onions. So it's going to be there when you get there.
Damn, Cameron?
And then we have a Bloody Mary bar set up, and we'll have mimosas up there. And then we're going to cook. And if you want to jump in, jump in. If you don't, the hours you're going to sip and just kind of visit.
Yeah.
And talk to me. And so then Cameron and I are going to get in there and we're going to do a Boudin Fontina queso with roasted tomatoes
Bring that home.
on top with a crema, with a jalapeno crema.
Damn.
Then you're going to have these just killer potatoes, like slabs of potato browned in a black iron skillet, this big, and a lot of
Fat
butter.
hash browns.
And then we're going to flip them, put them in the oven, let them finish cooking. And then this is Cameron dessert. It's unbelievable.
What we're eating?
No, what we're going to be eating. He created this French toast, right? We cut it, we bake it, we cut it, we batter it, put it in cornflakes, give it a little shallow fry, maple butter sauce.
A lot of butter.
Oh, yeah. It's
Why do you think I don't eat downstairs, dude? It's unbelievable. I
Billionaire
mean, I would be a
bacon,
house.
Billionaire bacon, and he's going to make his own cereal milk ice cream to go with it.
This guy, Cameron.
Yeah.
I mean, 17. Sign
He's
him up.
awesome.
Really?
Why am
He's
I
getting
the
ready-
only one that always eats
I
the
don't
stuff
know.
in here?
You were going in.
I mean, like, the two of y'all
Because you
are
know
like,
what?
so like, no,
I
we
can't believe
can't
you're
have
talking
carbs
right
and
now. I didn't-
sugar.
I went
And I'm
through
like eating everything every time.
My feelings are going to be so hurt.
Oh, God.
I went through a
Seriously,
3-minute
y'all?
stretch
I
and
wanna
I
see
didn't know if you were
on-camera
breathing or
bite.
not.
I want to see a Lloyd on camera bite, Lizzie.
I'm not
Big
offended.
Lizzie. Big Lizzie bite.
Why do y'all
Okay.
do this to me?
Switch the
Jordy just
camera
gets
angle.
off scot-free.
Switch the-
over
I already
here.
took
Because
a
I'm
bite.
the
I
only
took a
one
bite.
ever eating in here.
First of all,
Have
it's
you ever
Mother's
seen
Day.
somebody eat it with their hands?
God, there's
Wow.
ice cream in there.
Lily,
Okay.
who did you raise?
Oh, that's
A man.
Sweet boy. Okay, make your drink.
okay. So this is fun. It's all over. It's all over. I don't know. I guess it was all over TikTok.
Sure it is.
But then I sent it to Katie. I said, "This is a Friday drink. This is fun." Now this is what Lloyd would consider pool water
Ah, I
because
love
it's really
that.
not that strong.
Okay.
You know.
It's pretty strong. There's
Well, I
champagne
kinda
and
made y'all-
vodka.
I kinda
Okay,
made-
I mean, it's,
That's a
I-
Courtney trait right
yeah.
there.
I
Courtney's.
have
All
like
right, here we
Sean
go.
came in here and tanked
fire
him on
chest.
Wednesday. He's
Got
like,
that
"Ugh."
iron fist. I mean,
Yeah.
he was pouring the tequila upside down into the.
He's
into the
like,
Ah.
Tom
margaritas.
Cruise and cocktail.
Glory be. All right, so we need a scoop.
One scoop.
We need 1 scoop of
Jenny's?
Froze. And did you notice I rimmed your glass?
Yes, I did.
A little classy.
I did.
She rimmed that glass.
I did.
All right, so
Only
now we have fresh raspberries going in.
Your credit card.
All right, here we go.
The bubbly.
The bubbly. I think they did theirs with still rosé, but I want some bubbly.
Yeah. Great pour.
So good.
Beautiful pour.
I watched your
Strong.
snacking live class last night, by the way. I loved
did?
it. Yeah.
How did you watch it?
On Instagram Live.
So guess what? You ever
What's
done
the handle?
Snacking Live? Snacking Live?
It's Kitchen Confidence.
It's Lily
Lily's
underscore
Kitchen Confidence.
Kitchen
Right?
Confidence.
There we go.
So
That's how you get a
Snacking
plug in there.
Make her
Katie.
another drink.
Yeah.
Snacking
Y'all
Live.
know the handle.
All right, and
It
you
was
stir
great,
it.
but
And as you
intimidating.
melt,
No ice.
the ice cream.
There's the
Freaking
ice.
cream.
So as it melts, it just gets better.
It does.
Or it gets worse
It
depending
does
on
get
your
better.
Yeah.
Point of
It
view.
melts.
Did I put the vodka in there? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, so let's
put the
talk about
vodka in
Snacking
here.
Live. Y'all,
Yes.
do y'all know what I'm talking about?
Of what?
Well, I
Snacking
do.
Live?
Snacking live?
Yeah, it's
No, no.
fun.
No. What
So
is-
what I do
I thought that's what
is-
we were doing.
Well, could be it too.
Uh-huh.
But it's on Instagram Live.
Okay.
And I'm in my kitchen, and I invite a guest, and they're in their kitchen, and we do the double screen.
Wow.
It's fun.
And she sends me, so far it's all been girls, they send me a cocktail, and I send them what we're going to snack on, and we do it together. She's in her kitchen, but we're live on the screen.
And y'all are both making
The
both-
same meal.
Yeah, we're both
Follow-
making the same
they're
thing.
the guest is following her instructions as they go
Wow.
through it together.
And
yes.
I'm following her instructions for the cocktail.
Lily, very progressive on social media.
It's fun.
I mean, it really is. I love the gamble
Yeah.
she takes.
Gotta go live.
All right.
I
So
like that you go live.
what's that?
I like that you go live.
Yeah. Kitchenconfidence.com.
Mm-hmm.
Is where you
You're
find
going
me.
to be on Snacking Live, is what she's saying.
Yeah, Katie and I are
I'm
working
gonna
on
be.
Snacking Live.
Yeah.
I think we're going to have teams.
You know, I was going to say Jordy and I can team
what's
up.
the recipe going to be? What's our recipe?
I don't know. I'm
gonna be,
intimidated
Lizzie?
by it.
Sounds
though.
like ground meat.
Wow.
Because I'm not a very great
Deer?
cook.
Well, we're not
You
going to do
got
anything
venison
complicated.
in there.
Okay.
I mean, if you saw last night, you're charring
I
some
did.
your green onions. We did a charred scallion salsa over avocado flatbread.
Looked amazing.
Yes, ma'am. And a pepper smash. This cocktail. Woo! This chick sent me a cocktail.
It was a TikTok cocktail, right?
Yeah.
That's what she said?
Yep.
How much do y'all weigh at the house of the Courtneys?
There's
just-
there's
They
some
don't.
there's
Look
some
at 'em.
person that tips the scales. I will not say who.
Taking a
Well,
shot at
it's
your
not
dad.
you two, and it's not Sean. We've seen
Taking a
that.
Somebody has to eat the food in the fridge. That's
There's
all
only
I'm
one
saying.
member we have not seen.
Yeah.
Taking a shot at your old man.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
get it. We get it.
No,
speaking
Timmy's back on the bike, dude. He's exercising. He got
Okay.
some new shoes. I saw him, so he's out there. And I don't blame him. I just took a big bite of this, and I'm about to. I feel like I need to hop on the scale, dude. I'm not gonna make
gonna
weight
get
for this
purged in the
fight.
bathroom?
Yeah.
Get the crane to come get me out of
Yes.
this chair, for God's sakes.
Just gonna go sit in the car.
Lily, it's always great to see you.
Thank you. And I
Great.
think you're every at least once a month. You need to get Sean on here. He's got some cocktail
He's
lists
great.
going over at both of these restaurants at Roca
Sean's got an
and
open
Modesta.
invite, but he's not bringing margaritas.
Double shot
time.
tequila
No, but he
margarita.
just
I
redid the
mean-
wine list at Roca, and he just did the cocktails over at Roca. I mean, he could be here just knocking it out.
Okay, I
Something
mean,
different
he's
all the
very
time.
talented, but
He's
he's
very
very
talented.
aggressive with the alcohol.
Well, yeah, every day's a holiday.
Yes.
If you start early enough.
Extremely talented, as well as your youngest son.
That's my youngest.
I would hope if there's
Yes.
one more, that would be
There was
news
another-
to
I was
me.
like, wait, are there
Yeah,
more?
right. You just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, well, Lloyd and I was thinking about spitting in a cup, and I decided, nah.
Who's the milkman?
I don't think so.
Not with that chin.
You know what?
Ain't getting out of here.
That'll be a great Mother's Day gift. Like, yeah, let's all take 23 and me.
Surprise! You're not mine.
Yeah, have another kid jump out of a box. All right, I'm out of here.
Lily's
I guess I'll be at the studio.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lily. It's great
My
to see you.
pleasure.
KitchenConfidence.com. Sign up for the classes. Check out what she's got going on Instagram. She is fantastic, man. We love Lily's confidence in the kitchen over here at the Jordy Culotta Show.
Tell us again your Instagram handle so everybody can go Instagram Live.
Lily, and it's Lili _ kitchen.
Which I love the spelling, by the way.
Thank
No
I
wise.
know.
All right, we're back with you on Monday. Good show.
Good show.
Kind of a good show. Technically, we got.
Technically,
we
we
were,
got some
we
issues.
were in and out of the.
And
I was
late,
gonna
y'all
hook
were
up this
sad.
computer.
Katie was late. She's going back to the teacher meetings at Episcopal with a buzz.
Well, yeah,
With a buzz.
We
Get
should
ready.
fire in
we
her
should
eye.
probably
Ready, head
stream
of
that.
school.
Yes, we probably saved them from scorched earth. It was about to be a problem, and then she's like, "Actually, you know what?
It's
right,
all good.
yeah,
It's all good.
Tomorrow's Saturday. What are we gonna do?"
Remember, check out the podcast, RMB Builders. Rhett Bourgeois and his crew, rmb-builders.com. Enjoy this beautiful Friday and this weekend. We're back with you Monday morning, 7 o'clock. In fact, Captain America, John Stefanski, Representative John Stefanski, will be in the chair. The gambling bill goes in front and will be voted on Monday. Stefanski's bill goes in front of all the committees. We'll talk to Captain America coming up here. He'll be in the undisclosed location, so make sure and dress nice,
I
Katie.
think he likes it here.
Yes, he
Get
does.
excited.
I will dress nice too.
Dress nice. Y'all all dress
I will be hitting on him as well.
Yes, I'll take a shower.
Enjoy your weekend. Back with you 7 a.m. Monday morning.
All right, I have to